Cheers, guys, and welcome to Uncle Scott's Pancast. In today's Pancast, we're going to talk about Chick-Fil-A. If you haven't heard, recently they announced a cauliflower sandwich. A cauliflower sandwich at Chick-fil-A. They're kind of getting into the veggie-forward vegetable patty game. In this Pancast, we're going to talk about whether they've made a mistake or not. Have they gone woke? I've got a Truett Cathy story from back in the day. He was the founder of Chick-fil-A. Also, I put up a poll, and we're going to find out what you guys think of this new cauliflower sandwich. So let's talk about a little Chick-fil-A. Okay, so the big news is that Chick-fil-A announced a new cauliflower sandwich. And whether you hate Chick-fil-A or if you love Chick-fil-A, if you're an armchair businessman like I am, you have to respect what they've done because it shows the value of publicity over promotion. They probably haven't spent $100 marketing this sandwich, but they've got tens of millions of people talking about it. So they're getting a ton of mileage, and I don't care if they don't sell 25 sandwiches and call the whole thing off. They have gotten a lot of attention on their brand. Publicity, it works both ways. So these days, Norfolk Southern or BP, or take any of the companies that are associated with environmental disasters, it's going to take $1 zillion of advertising to try and change their brand perceptions. Probably never happen. They probably don't have enough money to do that, and people wouldn't believe it anyway. But if you get good publicity, it is worth a lot more than paid marketing. Even McDonald's, when McRib comes back, they still have to market McRib. This chicken sandwich, Chick-fil-A has gotten a ton of publicity and attention without spending hardly a dime on it. I haven't seen a single advertisement for it. So from a marketing and business standpoint, I would say it's already a success. Now, is this sandwich a mistake? Is this something Chick-fil-A should do? Here we get into a little bit of opinion. I put up a poll and asked you guys what you think. And it turns out that most of you say it is a mistake and they should not launch this sandwich. 56% say no. About 30% say they just don't care either way. And about 15% say it's a good idea. Here, I'm going to wade into the opinions on this and take a little bit of a middle ground here. I think it's probably a mistake. I don't think it's going to sell that well. But I also recognize that they're a private company. It's a free economy out there, or at least it was. There is a ton of competition in the fast food lunch market. I mean, you can go to Taco Bell, Arby's, McDonald's, Burger King. You can bring your own lunch. You can do a fast day. There is a lot of competition for your fast food dollar. And if it's a good idea, it'll take off. And I have no problem with a company trying something out. That being said, though, I don't think it's going to work, at least not all that well, just because it doesn't really fit with the Chick-fil-A image, at least not in my mind. For example, I would not go to Outback Steakhouse and expect egg rolls. Wouldn't go to Olive Garden and expect tacos. I wouldn't go to Red Lobster and expect gelato. They're products that don't really fit with the brand images. And I'm not sure I'm going to go to Chick-fil-A for vegetables. Now, we are not anti-veggie or anti-cauliflower around here. As a matter of fact, I love cauliflower. I put up a recipe for a cauliflower and broccoli gratin just a couple of weeks ago. I love veggies. It's just I don't expect to go to Chick-fil-A and eat my veggies in a patty there. I go to Chick-fil-A for delicious chicken. Let's see, Leslie Nesledge, probably mispronouncing that, Director of Menu and Packaging at Chick-fil-A, says, guests told us they wanted to add more vegetables into their diets. And they wanted a plant-forward entree that tasted uniquely Chick-fil-A. Is that true? Depends on how they ask the question to the guests. If someone asked me, do you want to go to Chick-fil-A for veggies? I would probably say no, I want to go to Chick-fil-A for delicious fried chicken. Just me. Now for the sandwich itself, it's not vegan, it's not totally vegetarian. It says milk and eggs are included in the preparation process, and they don't use only vegetarian-only surfaces when they're preparing the cauliflower. So it's not going to be a completely vegetarian dish. Now, although I don't think this thing is going to take off, I do see a couple of angles where it might get some traction. The first is I've been to lots of sporting events with friends or people have New Year's parties. people have been making this buffalo cauliflower dip. It tastes like buffalo chicken, but it's made out of cauliflower, and that seems to be pretty popular at gatherings these days. So maybe there's a little bit of a buffalo chicken angle there that we're not aware of. Maybe there's a place for some traction there. Also, if you've got a vegetarian or a vegan in your group, I used to work in a big office environment, and there was always a gang of us, 7, 8 people that wanted to go out for lunch. If a vegetarian wanted to go, the vegetarian always dictated. It kind of eliminated all the other restaurants, lowest common denominator. You had to go someplace where the vegetarian could get something to eat. Not really fair. I think vegetarians maybe get a little bit too much influence, too much sway in situations like that. Maybe if 8 people are going, the vegetarian should get to pick one time, but not get to dictate every other time. Just my personal opinion there. But if there's a new barbecue restaurant and everybody's talking about their brisket, the vegetarian's going, we're not going to try the brisket. You got to go someplace where the vegetarian can get something to eat. And you don't want to take off the vegetarians. They always seem to be right on the verge of meltdown anyway. So you got to keep them happy. So if you got a big crowd of people at the office that likes to go to Chick-fil-A, but the vegetarian doesn't want to go, this might at least give them something to eat and at least a reason to try Chick-fil-A. So we'll see how it goes. Now, Truett Cathy, the founder of Chick-fil-A, back in the day, he came and spoke to one of my finance classes at Auburn University. Went there as an undergraduate back in the day. It's been over 20 years ago, almost 30 years ago. But he came and spoke to our finance class, not to a big auditorium of people, but just to a small class with 18, 20 students in there. And he was a very nice gentleman. 2 things I really remember about the speech he gave to our class. The first is he was a Christian, but he said, didn't matter what religion any of his employees are, everybody gets Sunday off. Sunday is a day of rest for everybody, no matter what your religion is. So he kept Chick-fil-A closed on Sundays, and it's still closed on Sundays to this day. Now the question here, did Chick-fil-A go woke with this cauliflower sandwich? I don't think so. I think the way you're going to tell if Chick-fil-A ever goes woke is if they go public. They're a private company now. If they go public and then the new management forces them to open on a Sunday, I think that will be a sign that something big has changed at Chick-fil-A. I don't think anything big has changed here with this sandwich. The second thing I remember about Truett Cathy's speech to my class is that I had about $8 to my name. I was a broke college student, and he gave every one of us a gift certificate for a free Chick-fil-A sandwich. And to me at the time, he might as well have given me a gold nugget. It was delicious, and I loved it, and he earned a fan for life. So here we are, almost 30 years later, paying it forward, paying my debt to Truett Cathy, and I am still enjoying Chick-fil-A. So Chick-fil-A, not a sponsor, though if you'd like to be, please do get in touch. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Did Chick-fil-A go woke? Did they make a mistake with that cauliflower sandwich? Who knows? I guess time will tell. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again next time on Uncle Scott's Pancast.